temperature is an important subsystem characteristic to pay attention to. If the driver overheats, then that means the temperature is too hot. If the temperature is too hot, that means that the user can be injured or the driver could malfunction. The fan is the next subsystem characteristic that we'll be analyzing, which is located right here under this plate closing the housing of the motor unit. The fan's rotation per minute is important because the faster the fan can rotate, the more air it can circulate through the driver. And if more air circulates, that means less heat accumulates in the driver. The fan's diameter is also important to note because omega is equal to R theta, meaning that the rotational speed of the fan is directly correlated to the dimensions of the fan. The fan blades are straight and not angled, which is important to note because if they were angled, this would produce a problem when you switch the direction of the motor. The problem would be that the air would only be expelled when going the forward direction and intake into the motor unit in that way. Now, if it was in reverse, it would work inversely to the method it was supposed to be, and it would actually cause it to overheat too quickly. Now that the fact that the blades are straight allows for the fan to work in both directions at optimal efficiency. Thermal conductivity, so I will place the heatsink on the screen, is important to look at because the coefficients of thermal conductivity vary in different components. So what that means is that the materials used and how quickly they conduct heat is a very important factor because it allows you to factor in cost and other factors that are important when analyzing a system to know what materials you would like to use, and see what can sustain heat and what can be bought at a lower price, and also what needs to be purchased to sustain heat and act as a relief pathway for heat energy. The lubricants that are located in the gear housing, which is not shown above, but is going to be present here under this casing and the impacting mechanism in the planetary gears that are located in that impacting mechanism. Those lubricants are used to decrease friction between surfaces in order to prevent wear and overheating. Oil and grease have low coefficients of friction, reducing the heat energy that would be generated from the rubbing together of the teeth and the gears and things of that nature. The number of brushes that are included the number of brushes included in the motor is important because the more brushes the motor have, the slower it will be, as opposed to brushless motors that would be able to be the most efficient. The battery power is important to note. The more powerful the battery is, the more heat energy that the battery generates, adding to the potential problem of overheating. So it is important to realize the size of that battery in respect of seeing how it can be dealt with to work in management of the whole system. And then we also have the vent size. The more vent space, the more opportunity for air to circulate and cool throughout the drive.